God, we freedom, jealous and they in Cuba, Russians and Chinese and lucky like we. Right now, North Korea, wish they had it too. Most of the Caribbean, lucky like we. Studio Galaxy Day for you and me. Galaxy Equalizer, ready like Freddy. And Studio Galaxy 473 in Confero. We freedom.
Welcome, brothers and sisters. Welcome, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Anyone who have the opportunity to hear us because of technology and the via and the medium. Welcome to Studio Galaxy 473 in Confero. And on this program, we provoke discussion. We are not satisfied that we have enough think tanks in Grenada and the Caribbean discussing issues. And our role is to provoke discussion. We don't have the answers, but we believe we are quite capable of addressing the challenges that we have. And this morning we are asking, what markets are likely to open in Africa for our Grenadian farmers? Or we could say any farmers in the Caribbean. The number to call is 536 2558. And you can make your comments on the chat room and we will entertain it. Now, over the last 3 years, our Prime Minister have visited the African countries perhaps more than all other Prime Ministers in Grenada have visited. And the Prime Minister seems to want to forge a new socio-economic relationship with Africa. And there's every historical justification for that. We see Africa as the motherland. We believe that we are descendants of Africa. And we want to go home. We want to go home. I don't think most of us want to go home physically, but we want to improve and increase the bond and relationship with God. Now, every sector of our society have some form of representation. The trade union must be asking, what is in it for me? The businessmen and the Chamber of Commerce, they perhaps have the air of the Prime Minister to see what doors will open. We worried about the farmers, and we are asking what markets are likely to open in Africa for our farmers. We are spending a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy in African countries. I think the latest one that he has visited is a state in Nigeria that started somewhere in 1991. About 3 different states. They have 80 different ethnicity in that state. And it's about 3 million people. 80 different ethnicity in that area. So there must be doors open. And we are asking, what doors? What economic doors are likely to open for our farmers in Grenada? And there is no better person to answer that. Joshua himself, I believe, has visited Africa. I've only visited Africa in books. I've visited Africa in books. And in more recent time, as I start to learn about the social media. So Joshua is here with us. Joshua, what all farmers must be aroused. What markets are likely to open in Africa?
Well, good morning to everybody who's around at home, diaspora, worldwide. It's wonderful to be with you this morning again. It's a bright, sunshiny day, cool morning, not too hot. And I could see the big elephant in the room. Everybody in the studio seems unaware of the big elephant that's in the room everywhere in Grenada at the moment. And that is the people are struggling with the request from the USA in terms of surveillance equipment. There's a passionate debate going on in the country. So that is something that we will talk about in the next segment of the program. But I just wanted to acknowledge that that is a wrong. Now, markets. What markets are likely to open for our farmers? It is true that our Prime Minister has been visiting Nigeria and states in Nigeria, also Ghana. I happen to have spent time in Ghana and Tanzania and a few other African countries. That was one of the highlights of my life. The thing that I came away with was that the size of Africa, the size of trees, etc. So that is a lasting memory for me. But in terms of market, what I saw was that the African market in terms of country like Ghana and Nigeria was very much geared towards the European and North American market in terms of supplying them. Well, some of the big commodities that I saw was tea. Kenya makes a lot of tea. Kenya also produces a lot of coffee. And I know Nigeria were exporting a lot of dried fish to the UK. So what can we in Grenada export, to some African countries? Africa is vast. I mean, the Prime Minister has mainly concentrated so far on Nigeria and a little bit of Ghana. But the driving power in terms of Africa is South Africa. And more recently, it's been Ethiopia. The drive in terms of development for Africa has been driven by Ethiopia, has been driven by South Africa. And recently, there's a lot of talk about Burkina Faso and its development. So, what I want people to understand is that, I believe there's about 54 countries in Africa. And I think Africa could hold North America and Europe and most places inside of Africa. So, to understand Africa, you really have to have a concept about size. And like I said, when I first went to Africa, the first country I went to, there's something called the bobo tree or something like that. And if you see the size of that tree, and I remember being in one of the countries and going and see the river. The river was a lake to me. The river so big. So size is one of the things that we have to come to terms with. The other thing is the population. I think overall Africa has over 1 billion people in Africa. Africa competes with India and China for population. So the market is huge. But what can we supply to Africa? That is the critical subject this morning. And I have to confess, I'm not one to mislead anybody. I see Africa supplying us. I'm not seeing us supplying Africa. And I'm thinking, well, maybe we could supply some refined, processed nutmeg to Africa. I didn't hear they talk about nutmeg in Africa. Cocoa, well, they produce so much cocoa, but we could collaborate because we have the flavor in cocoa where they have just the abundance of cocoa, cheap cocoa. Maybe together we can create a sustainable living wage for cocoa rather than what's happening now. We do all the labor, we get little to nothing, and the wholesalers and buyers in Europe get all the profit, Mr. Cadbury and the rest of them. So maybe that, but I'm struggling, to be quite honest, to see, where the market is going to open for our farmers.
I know, my brother, Grenada has spent millions of dollars investing in their trips in Africa. We don't travel with small contingent.
Yeah,
We travel with massive contingent.
yeah,
For our size, 7, 8 people. We also travel with our own photographers.
Yeah.
I think maybe the photographer is necessary for cultural and social purposes.
to tell the
And the
story.
impact to tell the story. So if we are spending millions of dollars to invest in Africa, we must have our objective. And this is why I ask the question, because the commodity boards, the nutmeg board, the cocoa board, is perhaps the two most well established agriculture entities in Grenada lobbying on the farmers' behalf. I noticed that the farmers' representative in the Senate was never brought on these trips. So I'm wondering if the nutmeg and cocoa board or any other farming entity had discussion with Deacon as he roamed Africa for economic and cultural opportunities. What say you?
Well, at the moment, it looks as though it's nice trip, nice relationship, good discovery, good education. I did hear the press release that talked about, collaboration in terms of education. And I know that, certainly in the province that they were in, probably, if anything, we can help with their education rather than, the other way around. But like you, I struggle to kind of think in terms of what are the markets that are going to open up for farmers. Because one of the things I saw in Kenya, we talk about flowers a lot, and how flowers has been neglected in Grenada, and we are world beaters in terms of flowers. But Kenya supplies so much flowers to Europe, Netherlands, England, and France, and different places. We can't even think about sending our award-winning flowers there.
Do you believe the Minister of Agriculture had ever joined one of these trips to Africa?
One of the
One of the trips to African countries.
Well, that is a good question. That is a good question. I don't think I heard him, but one of the things I do know, Mr. Pierre, I have never been invited to join any of the trips, and I'm deeply involved in agriculture. I feel slighted.
Well, obviously, I don't think you have the political clout to be on that trip. But you see, my concern is that the farmers in Grenada are blaming everybody for leaving them out. When I believe it's the farmers that leaving out themselves. Because if government is going to spend millions of dollars investing in socio-economic and agricultural and whatever trip in Africa, the farmers must be concerned. We are the producers of cocoa, nutmeg, and spice. We also export fish. There is a possibility that we may lose the export of fish to the U.S. market. We are the only country in the region that exports saucer.
Fresh.
The honey market in Grenada is crying out on their knees for expansion.
You're
The
quite right.
CMOS has potential. So if we're going to invest all this money in opening new economic beachheads in Africa, then why is it we are not hearing anything from the farmers? And the commodity boards, nutmeg board and cocoa board, perhaps should be the leaders. It's only fair
Yeah.
because the present environment with fish and the US, and if by some miracle, because I'm hoping against hope that we're going to iron all that. But if we lose the fish market, then the farmers our situation will be critical. So what new markets you are opening in Africa? You're not talking about South America that is just there, and you already have a good geopolitical relationship with South Africa. You're talking about with South America. You're talking about Africa. And sometimes we use Africa conveniently. We say Africa as if we're speaking about China, India. Africa is 54 countries.
Yeah.
So now we're speaking about Nigeria. Because the last visit of the Prime Minister is to a state in Nigeria, not to the Nigeria government. Because you see, if it was the Nigeria government, that would have involved all the states in Nigeria. It's a particular state. So what is in it for our farmers? I don't know who to ask. I must ask.
Yeah,
Unless somebody call us, the number to call is 536 2558. And we asking what economic opportunities are opening up for us in the field of agriculture in Africa. Yeah, because we otherwise we this is an investment. When a prime minister go away with a massive contingent, he's going and expect to bring back returns. And in our economy, I remember our economy is based on agriculture, tourism. St. George's University contribute 20%, over 20% of the GDP. So the prime minister is either investing in tourism, hoping we get more students for the St. George's University, which would be education and tourism one time, or agricultural markets. Yes, the culture thing would come in naturally. What markets are likely to open in Africa or in Nigeria and Ghana? Because Africa is not one country. Africa is 54 countries. And it seems that we intend to visit all of them. And we're going to spend millions of dollars trying to open economic beachheads in Africa. What is in it for us?
Well, at the moment, Mr. Pierre, and I speculate now, what I'm seeing, it's almost as though the leaders are pushing ahead in terms of creating a linkage between the Caribbean and Africa. As you said, Africa is 54 countries. But the people are not being brought along with the leadership because we really don't know, as Mr. Pierre is indicating this morning, what is the plan? What is the strategy? Where is the benefit, for farmers? This morning, this first part of the program is always about farming. So we're concentrating on farming. Where is the benefit going to come from in terms of, farming? And I speculate, and I think to myself, well, we have, many products and crops here, but we are really small scale that we do our production on. We're trying to ramp up production as we have more hotels and different tourism facilities opening up. But the tourist facilities tend to like to import from Miami rather than take locally. And we're trying to change that. But I really struggle, and I always try to be as fair as I can. I just cannot see at the moment unless the government knows something they're not sharing with us. Where is those markets going to open for our farmers to export or to substitute Miami or add Miami in terms of the small amount of products that we send primarily to Miami, and then it's shipped to New York and different states. But I'm at a loss to see. I know the government talked about other sectors as well that they're going to collaborate with, but essentially, a country like ours is looking for growth and development. We really want to focus a little bit less on this culture and a lot more on the economic benefit and the scientific benefit that we can get from our relationships with country. Because for us to grow as a country, we need that knowledge transfer. We need industrialization. We need manufacturing. These are key, sectors or elements that we need to collaborate with different countries about. And I know, for example, that various states in Nigeria are struggling in terms of providing healthcare, providing education, etc. They have the legacy just the same as Grenada. We were both ex-colonial countries, and a lot of the process of decolonization that needs to take place has not taken place in Nigeria, has not taken place certainly in Grenada. We have been remiss in terms of our attitude towards development. We have preferred to just use the existing kind of infrastructure that exists in Grenada and continue same as Nigeria to a little degree has done the same, but Nigeria has created new capital city from scratch. They've rebuilt a capital, and I think that their population is about 232 million. We're talking massive population in terms of growth and development. I mean, Africa is supposed, and I say Africa liberally, because as Mr. Pierre said, it's 54 countries in Africa. It's supposed to have the youngest developing population. So in terms of growth and technology and workforce, many of the economists see them as the driving power as we develop into the plus 60s and 70s. They are seen as one of the powerhouse in terms of development. But it still leaves us the question, with the investment made and the relationship being formed, hopefully somebody might be able to tell us, seriously, where are we going to get these economic opportunities with the various countries in Africa? We're concentrating on the province that the Prime Minister... Taraba State.
Are we likely to get some scholarships? Or whether it is funded or we fund it, and send Grenadians to Taraba State in agronomy and animal science and agricultural economic extension? I mean, because if you're going to invest all these millions of dollars, because Africa is not Trinidad, and if you're going with big contingent, 8 and 9 persons to Taraba State, you have to be looking for economic returns from Taraba State. And I would immediately, from my agriculture perspective, go to the University of Taraba State and look at animal science. We just brought down 400 animals. We paid a lot of money for it
To improve our
to
breeding
improve
stuff.
our breeding and genetics. So, are we looking for scholarship from Taraba State in Nigeria? What is the agricultural benefit of these millions of dollars we are spending to visit Taraba State? I know the business sector must see a lot of opportunities. But as farmers, what is our concern? And I'm worried because I'm not hearing the cocoa board and the nutmeg board. In these matters, they practically have to champion the cause of the farmers. You have a lot of highly certificated individuals there. And if the government of Grenada is visiting Taraba State, shouldn't the University of Taraba State be part of the itinerary?
Yeah, I think that makes good sense. My hope is that when we send those students to Taraba State, they come back.
Well, if they don't come back, they might mix it in Taraba.
Because the grass might be greener over there.
It's very important for us because, you see, I say that in the context of the sacrifice farmers are making. And if we're looking for new opportunities in Africa, Africa is not one country. So if we're visiting Nigeria, it's like we're visiting Trinidad, a different country. What go on in Trinidad ain't going in Barbados. But we've been investing significantly in the countries in the continent of Africa. So if we're visiting Taraba State, the university started just in 2008.
2008?
2008. The state of Taraba was established in, I think, 1991.
Okay.
It's not.
It's a young state.
A young state. And you have 80 different ethnic group inside. So government go in Taraba State with a massive contingent based upon Grenada side. So what is the economic importance from an agricultural perspective for that visit? We have a responsibility to know. I am extremely disturbed when our journalists don't ask this question. But we have the farmers' representative in the Senate. We have the Cocoa Association and the Nutmeg Association. An amalgamation of these two entities together with the senator could ably represent Grenadian interests.
Yeah, I think you are dead on. You're on point. It appears that maybe the structure that's being used currently by the Prime Minister is not inclusive in terms of the country or the people. And when that happens, you have to be careful that people don't start saying, well, this is just a PR exercise, there's no substance coming out of this, especially for the farming community, the farmers, etc. And when, like, the farmers' representative and not does not appear included, I don't know whether he's been included. The Minister of Agriculture, was not part of the delegation for that trip, and certainly. There were no farmers that was taken along in terms of that trip. It worries you. Well, it worries me a little bit, which is, does not appear to be a plan in place. There does not appear to be some objectives for the trip, and nobody can seem to tell us, well, in terms of farming, what are the potential benefits, or what are the benefits, if, for farmers in Grenada. Yes, the link between Africa and the Caribbean is very important. It is historical, it's spiritual, it's emotional, but none of those things can you eat. So it feels nice, but we have to get beyond this feel nice feel and go to something that is much more tangible. For example, does Nigeria, have some kind of special crops that can grow in the Caribbean climate that will enhance the farmers' standard of living, or is there some shortage that they've seen that Nigeria has, but Grenada produces? So at the moment, it's really is unclear.
Mind-boggling, baffling, stupefied, stunted.
Yeah.
You see, the visit by the Prime Minister was not to the Nigerian Prime Minister, not to the Nigerian Ministry of Agriculture, specifically to Taraba State. And within the ranks of the NDC, we have no other government in Grenada history have had a more powerful contingent that should be representing agriculture than in the NDC. We have the Speaker of the House.
The Speaker of the House went?
No. The Speaker of the House is an active individual in agriculture. The farmers' representative in the Senate, the Minister of Agriculture, persuader, who work half a life in agriculture, half on the commodity board, and he on the third half. He too has spent all his life in agriculture. So this group of people is perhaps the most powerful contingent we have ever had in any political party in Grenada.
Has it made a difference to agriculture?
Well, it worries me badly. Now, if the government is going to invest, remember, the government was not going to, the emphasis is not Nigeria. So they did not meet the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. They did not meet the Prime Minister in Nigeria. They went to Taraba State.
Yeah.
A state that started, I think, in 1991 away. The University of Taraba State started in 2008. Taraba State have about 3 million people. 80 ethnic group. So perhaps all of them speaking a different language.
They would have a common language. I think it's English.
Okay. So now Grenada visited Taraba State with a massive contingent. What was the purpose of the visit? And one would hope that agriculture play an important part. Maybe it was tourism. Maybe it was light manufacturing. Maybe it was education. Maybe it was culture. But perhaps it was agriculture. We hope that we can benefit from Taraba State. We have agricultural economic importance for us. And I think it's the duty of the farmers to ask. Farmers can't sit down only complaining. The British against us because of slavery. They left the colonial past. The farmers have to get up and lobby. We have spoke about the lobbying skills of farmers. Yes, you have individuals in the commodity boards. They're extremely intelligent. All of them are university graduates, master's degree, eloquent on the English language, expert on grammar. But as you ask, could you eat that? Does that change the price of sauce? Yes, the number to call is 536-2558. please give us a call. Because you see, we have to stop complaining. We complaining, everybody complaining. We blaming slavery. We blaming Gary.
Tell them they could call on WhatsApp to it.
You could call on WhatsApp. We blaming Bishop. We blaming Pokit Mitchell. We blaming everybody. What happened to the farmers? Our children blaming the parents. They say the parents should buy a lot of land because land is cheap. You know,
At the time, it was expensive for the
one guy
parents.
say, father, real wicked. You know. He said, Tina come before 56 cents. The father can buy a whole chocolate and come before put it. I say, well, either expire. He expire. So we in Grenada is like cry, baby. We blaming people. So we are provoking the farmers. We know the government have good intention when they visited Taraba State with a massive contingent. We asking, what is in it for agriculture? Did the farmers' representative in the Senate, the commodity boards, the cocoa board, and the nutmeg board, Persuader, and Lennox Angel, did they lobby the contingent to seek economic opportunities in Taraba State in Nigeria? The Taraba State don't close it.
Yeah.
Not St. Vincent you going in.
Yeah, but I think you make such a wonderful point in terms of lobbying and having a representative from agriculture, because if these key individuals who are kind of leaders in terms of the industry, they could have nominated somebody who's active on the ground to be part of the delegation, so that
The
agriculture.
farmers represented in the Senate.
Yeah, but the farmer representative in the Senate tends to play it a little bit safe. What you need in terms of this delegation, you need somebody who is a strong advocate, who's not frightened of anything. I remember representing the Poultry Association in terms of a discussion with the World Bank. And the World Bank was offering like 5 million for what they call the Agricom project. And I said to them, no, that's not enough. Poultry alone need 5 million. We need to go at least 10 million.
That's why they bring 27 million.
that was before. And all the kind of heads went down. They don't want to look at me. They're thinking, that man is a madman. We get in 5 million and he's asking for 10 million. It's like, let's grab the 5 million and just run out of the room. So you want strong advocates who are not beggars, but who have strength, to say our country needs
But
this amount.
a combination of these individuals. The Speaker of the House, the farmers' representative in the Senate, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Tourism, since we're talking about ecotourism, agriculture tourism, or pure tourism.
Yeah.
This combination
It's a strong group.
with the commodity boards is a massive, strong group. In addition to that, when the government came in power, they selected agriculture leads. So they had about 10 or 12 persons. They paid them for about 6 months, I believe, to advise a man who spent half his life in agriculture. This is a powerful contingent. So agriculture, on paper, theoretically, is well represented.
Yeah.
So my cry is, what was the objective when we visit Taraba State in Nigeria for agriculture? What is the economic importance? What is it agriculture expect to benefit? Could we export honey to Taraba State? Could we get some beekeepers from Taraba State that could do queen rearing? Because if Grenada could bring down 2 or 3 beekeepers that know about queen rearing, and we could commercialize queen rearing in the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Taraba people know about Longstrap Hive and queen rearing. I don't know. But we have the University of Taraba that started in 2008. Did we look for scholarships? What is the point? I saw the only picture I see, the Prime Minister giving out school bags. I understand. As soon as the Prime Minister go, they take back the school bags from the children.
Why is it?
I don't know. That is what I see on social media.
Oh dear.
One of the social media people say they take back the school bag.
Mm.
So the journalists in Grenada, are you letting down the country? Ask the Prime Minister, what is in it for agriculture?
But is there any fearless journalists in Grenada left? They seem to be aligned to the political parties, so they'll go soft on this one, and these ones will go soft
Well,
on
that is
one.
why we are asking on the radio. And we want the farmers' representative in the Senate. Were you consulted? Did you have any contribution? Do you have any idea how we likely to benefit from an agricultural perspective from this massive contingent? It was massive, you know. That went to Taraba State.
I see a nice jet land, and I see like Caribbean people coming out from it. I say,
A
whoa.
lot of them. They go with the cameraman.
Yeah.
They go with the chief of staff. Yeah.
Well, chief of staff have to go. I have to defend him.
Well, no. I'm not. And the chief of staff is a man that grew up with an agricultural background.
Uh-huh.
He is a big farmer, and he grew up with an agricultural background. I know that. Where agriculture is concerned, he's well equipped. And that is why I said the NDC have the strongest agriculture contingent in any political party in Grenada history.
And Mr. Pierre, you're absolutely right the way you've broken it down in terms of the individuals who is in the NDC party and their background in agriculture. But for me, where I differ with you a little bit is, have they created any positive outcome for agriculture?
Well, on theoretically, those guys is good. But I don't know. The farmers have to wake up and ask, what is in it for me? You don't bother about. Always say that I'm so disappointed in the lobbying skills of the farmers, the farmers' representation. Because the trade union could shut this damn country down when they mean it. You know? They bad as crab. And when they're ready, they support the government for their interests. The Chamber of Commerce, the private sector is very powerful. The farmers have the biggest and strongest contingent in NDC.
Yeah.
So the question is, why we are not seeing better results?
Yeah.
And it's just basic. If you go visit Taraba State in Nigeria, it means you don't visit the Prime Minister of Nigeria. You're not speaking to the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. Nigeria have about 40,000 doctors in Europe. Nigeria is a rich country.
Yeah.
You go to Taraba State. So you have to go to Taraba State for something specific. The university started in 2008. Do you expect to send some vet you want? Some agronomists? What is significant in Taraba State vis-a-vis agriculture? You have a strong contingent of agriculture people that could lobby on behalf of the farmers. And why is it Grenadian farmers are not waking up and ask, what is in it for me? Maybe Taraba State could improve some fishing technique. I mean, the river Taraba State comes from the Taraba River.
And
But
when you're talking river, Mr. Pierre,
that is inland seas.
it's like an ocean. So it's not like our Paradise River.
No, one guy and he laugh. He said the Great River. He said you putting a piece of plank in it and go in front of you. Guyana have a river that have a bridge. I don't know the right term for it. They could close the bridge
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
let
yeah.
boat pass.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have a
yeah.
term for it.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
mile and a quarter long. You know, England could go in Lake Victoria. So when you're talking about Taraba State, the Taraba River flows there. That is why they get the name. The Prime Minister visit Taraba State, not Nigeria. Taraba State is in Nigeria. So our question is, why the Prime Minister zeroing in? Why did he zero in on Taraba State? And I think it's important for us to ask this question.
What are the potential benefits?
Benefits agriculture.
What has he seen that he hasn't shared with us?
Yeah.
So that we can be optimistic as well in terms of the visit.
We have cocoa, we have nutmeg. We export fish and saucer. There is potential for the flowers industry. As you say, Kenya have a strong.
Massive.
You didn't go in Kenya.
Industry.
Does Taraba State have plenty flowers? We have potential for honey in Grenada. Now, what is in it for the farmers in Grenada?
Yeah, what to learn, because what I saw in Africa was also very disturbing. I saw the big businesses that interacted with Europe and America. They were owned really by white Europeans.
Why not say Europeans?
Well,
We sound so racist.
no. We have black.
Do we have any black Europeans?
Yeah,
Let's
loads.
say Europeans.
But
It's like
those-
saying fair Grenadians and black Grenadian and Indian Grenadian.
Yeah, what the point I was trying to make really is that the economic linkage between the colonized country and the people who owned the economic means of production in Africa. What I saw was that it predominantly were European who owned the big businesses in Africa, and therefore, I'm thinking as we're talking, is this a model that really is going to be beneficial to us as we develop as a country as well? Or it might have no importance whatsoever. But it was obvious to me when I was in Kenya how the economic model, the hotels, the big businesses, the exporters, etc., it tended to be European.
I think the question we ask in this morning is, what markets are likely to open in Africa, in Taraba State? Because we said Africa, the Prime Minister has been spending a lot of time in Africa with massive contingent. Massive. When a Grenadian group go away and 5-6 person, based upon the size of our country, that's massive. And it's not Trinidad you're going, so you could spend over $1 million for that trip. Now the question that we're asking, we are not taking issue with the Prime Minister's trip and the economic importance of it. But we worried that agriculture has been left out. And we don't see you going to Africa with that massive trip and the farmers have nothing to benefit from it. The NDC government have a strong contingent of people involved in the government that's supposed to have an agriculture bias, even the chief of staff. So what is in Taraba State for our farmers? I think this is reasonable and a legitimate question that a farmer could ask.
I second that. The Prime Minister is due back today. I heard something about back on the 18th. So maybe we have to wait for that press conference. It may come on Monday.
Well, I don't know. It have to be something spectacular going on in Taraba for him to. It's a long time he don't know press conference. So we would, but I think maybe coming from Taraba State, farmers, keep your finger crossed. It must have something good and juicy for you from Taraba State. Otherwise, they must give us some explanation. What markets? What is the economic importance? What is the agricultural significance for that massive trade? Are we likely to get students to go to Taraba University that started in 2008? Because the university is most recent, there'll be more interest in foreign students. That's a possibility. And based upon the information we have, you can study animal science. I don't know if they have a vet school down there yet in Taraba State. You have agronomists. I don't know about the flowers industry there. We have not seen pictures of that. There is nothing that said the contingent visited the university. And that must be a point of interest. There is nothing that said they visited business sector. So why the justification to Taraba State is not the fact that you speak to the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. And obviously he would tell you what is the strong points of visiting Taraba.
Yeah, and it's an interesting question because you would think, visit Nigeria, a state visit, you might have about 40 or 50 states that is locked into the visit, and then you have multiple choices, as Mr. Pierre kind of seemed to be saying. What is the special interest in Taraba State?
Taraba. Is Taraba Boko Haram place? What is it? You see, I'm always, it's always difficult for me when we start the blame game. Because I believe we are to be blamed. I firmly believe that as a Grenadian people, we are able to solve and address the problems that we have. Now, if our government has visited Taraba State, there must be significance, economic significance. Otherwise, the Prime Minister would have visited the Prime Minister of Nigeria and see the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. And then when the Prime Minister come back, he might have sent technical people to Taraba. I mean, so it works.
Traditionally, yeah, so it works.
So if the Prime Minister go in Taraba, it must be something specific. And it's worthy of telling our population. You can make secret visit with state funds. He's a bandit. You can do that. And I know you're not a bandit.
Yeah.
So please tell us, what is the purpose of the visit and the economic significance and economic importance? And remember to share our program, like our program. And we always welcome a call. Even though you call us and tell us you don't agree with us or encourage us, we always welcome a call.
And I hope the Prime Minister is coming back telling us that we have visa-free travel to Taraba. Yeah.
I would like to go to Taraba.
It's very important we get something because I know the argument goes in terms of reparation, but I want reparation from Nigeria and Ghana themselves,
The soulless in slavery.
as well as from the Europeans.
Yeah. Whether we expect tourists from Taraba. What is the strong point for the visit to Taraba State? You see, farmers have to understand. The Prime Minister did not see the Minister of Agriculture. The Prime Minister did not see the Prime Minister. He went to a particular state, a state that started in 1991, a combination of 3 communities, 80 ethnic groups, 80 ethnic groups, and the university started in 2008. What is significant about Taraba? Do they do crab farming in Taraba?
Well, I think they might do because they have the river. Taraba, you says, is named
Taraba
after
is the river.
Yeah.
So sometime the prime minister could have come back and say, okay, these models we see, that they farming crab. Or maybe they have some new fishing technique. Because this river and them is not small rivers.
we used to.
And I like the point you make about the enormity, the size of Africa. It's practically mind-boggling for a small countryman in Grenada. So what is the significance of the visit to Taraba? And based upon the strength of the agriculture contingent in the NDC, they must have had discussion with the Prime Minister of the agriculture economic importance for the farmers.
Yeah. And if they don't have any results, I'm going to use strong language. Because of the strength that we have in NDC in terms of agriculture personnel, they have to be held accountable in terms of nothing happening in agriculture because there's such a big lobby.
Well, I believe this time when the Prime Minister comes, he has something for us from Taraba. We have the last 3 minutes and we'll still take a call because we didn't get any callers. But the question we're asking is, what markets are likely to open in Taraba State, in Nigeria, for farmers?
Somebody say maybe they will teach us to grow cassava.
Well, that might be good because farming is about $9 a pound in Grenada. So if you could get a cheaper method to grow cassava, is good. But the Prime Minister must come back. That massive contingent that he went with.
With good news.
We must come back. Whether it's crab farming, whether it's the growing of flowers, whether we have opportunities to education in the University of Taraba. Because it's a young university, they may want international recognition. And so they may be looking for students. So it'd be nice. And if the government's spending millions of dollars to go in Taraba, there must be opportunities. Remember, farmers, the Prime Minister did not go to the Minister of Agriculture. He went specific to Taraba. So it means it must have something. Maybe Taraba State might know whether the soil in Grenada, soil scientists, to know if the soil could turn to diamond. Because sometimes we have wealth in this, you might be able to detect that in Taraba. Which sometimes Taraba specialize in solar energy. We don't know. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's the first time the Prime Minister traveled and I am excited. I know he must come back and tell us something about Taraba State, why he went to Taraba.
Yeah. All of that is in...
We could take a last call?
Yes. Caller, you're welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, good.
How you doing, my brother?
Great, man.
Mr. Pierre, this guy you're looking at, the Taraba State, that's a corrupt guy, Mr. Pierre, that's a corrupt guy. Mr. Pierre, you don't see the infrastructure in this. Oh my, no, we have nothing to accomplish. Anyway, the Prime Minister accustomed sneaking into the different states in Nigeria. What are you looking for? What is looking for in Nigeria? He don't visit head of state. He going to visit a state in Nigeria. So when saying so now, hey, the president of Nigeria could call him and tell him that, hey, he don't want no head of state just sneaking in his country. What's wrong with this guy? And tell him again, please leave the native pots when they come in. Please leave tradition alone. Please don't come in Grenada and start with a money ritual and start messing up the place, messing up young ladies, and start crazy people all over the place. Please. Let us deal with trade. We don't want migration. Please. We don't want that. Anyway, hold it down, my brother.
Yes, and as we come to the end of our program today, the question we ask is, what are the agricultural opportunities that are likely to come from Taraba State in Nigeria? And we are excited. We gladly await. We know the Prime Minister must come back with something this time from Taraba State. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Challenge, blow your shell, beat your drum, tell others, like and share, subscribe and discuss it too. Let the world know Studio Galaxy is around.